Nicha, one meaning of Nicha is debilitation. Another meaning of, because Upadas are not really debilitated, right? The second house from Upada is not debilitated. So Nichamse could mean, Nicha also means bad. So it could mean a bad Amsha basically. Amsha of a bad planet. And Nicha and also a lowly planet. Nicha can mean lowly. A lowly planet is occupying it, like etc. So it is in an Amsha containing not the bad planets, evil planets, or if it is accompanied by a malefic planet, then or conjoined by a natural malefic planet. Jatako daraha bhave. Then the person will kill the wife. It could. Better and more plausible interpretation is his horoscope basically causes problem to the wife. Because of his horoscope, his wife will die. So that could be expressed as he becomes the killer of wife in a passive way, not really in an active way. Now, earlier he was using the word Shubha Papa, now he is jumping to Krura. So the bottom line is, if Upada or the second house from them are afflicted either by natural malefics or functional malefics, is basically bad. So Upada and the second house should be blessed by good planets. So if the planet is only natural malefic or only functional malefic, it will be average. But if it's a functional malefic who also happens, things are quite bad. Swotyam se swotya samstheva tunga drushtivasat tatha bhavanti. Yeah. You fast on the third Upada and you worship the Lord, worship based on the second Lord. That is the thumb rule that we have used. Because the house of sustenance, food, it is very important. If there is no food, you won't live. First is your body, but if there is no food, there is no body. Very soon body will decay. It will die basically. So second house is also important. First house and second house are always very important houses for that matter. So earlier our thumb rule was to look at the second lord always. Now looking at this, it's not necessarily the second lord. See the second house which Amsha it is in, who's associating with it in the Navamsha, and who's aspecting it in the Rasi chart, who's in that sign. You have to look at all the factors. And if you see all those, there may be someone who's rescuer or who's a problem. There may be a natural malefic and functional malefic occupying it or aspecting it. In which case you want to propitiate that planet and stay. Or there may be a strong benefic, a functional and natural benefic in that house or aspecting that house or owning that house. In which case you may want to propitiate him so that he may save it. You can either propitiate the bad guy who's trying to ruin it or good guy who's trying to ruin it. But you could basically judge all the factors and you could pick a planet. It doesn't have to be the thumb rule of always taking the second lord. Right? Svotyam se swotya samstheva tunga drushtivasat tatha bhavantara rupa lakshana samjukah. Svotyam se is the second from the Upada. Is in Svotyam se swotya samstheva tunga drushtivasat tatha bhavanti baho bhava. Okay. So if a planet associated with the second house from Upada is in Swa Uchyamsha, is in own exaltation sign. If the planet is exalted in Navamsha, a planet associated with the second house from Upada, Swotya Samstheva, or not necessarily exalted in the Navamsha, but also exalted in Rashi. So exalted in Rashi or Navamsha, Tunga Drushti Vashat Tatha means aspect by exaltation aspect. What does it mean? The planet is exalted in an aspect. So if the lord of the house or a planet there is either exalted in Rashi or Navamsha or aspecting from an exaltation sign. An exalted planet is aspecting that Upada, second house from Upada. Then Bhavanti Bahodara Rupa Lakshana Samyudaha. Then there will be lot of spouses there will be several spouses, Rupa Lakshana Samyutaha, who are beautiful and who have good looks and also good qualities. So basically, bottom line is very lucky. In today's time, having several spouses who are good looking and having good qualities is not really, it does not mean much. It actually means you have a loose character, because it's illegal. If you are doing it, it means you have a problem. But in old days, when it was perfectly fine for a person to marry multiple persons, not necessarily have a single spouse, in those days, having several spouses who are good looking as well as having good qualities, good character, means you are lucky basically. This is another way of saying the person is lucky with respect to marital bliss. The next one, Uparudhe dvitiyeva mithune samsthite sati tatra jata naro vipra bahudara yuto bhaved. Uparudhe dvitiyeva, if the upada at the second house from there, mithune samsthite sati, is placed in mithuna. Mithuna means Gemini. If either upada or the second from there is in Gemini, tatra jata naro vipra, a person born like that, O Brahmin, bahudara yuto bhaved, he gets multiple wives. Why? In general, Mithuna means couple. Mithuna is and also is a sign of Mercury. Mercury shows multitude. Mercury shows many. So, Mithuna basically has a connotation of multiple people. Even in the case of children, we used to say that if Mithuna is showing a particular child, there may be twins or triplets, etc. So similarly, if it is a sign of Mercury, particularly Gemini, it can show multiple wives or multiple husbands. Uparudhe dvitiyepi swaswamigraha samyute swarkshage tatpatau vapi yatra kutra vibhusura. Uparudhe dvitiyepi, in the upada or in the second house from there, swaswami graha samyute. Swaswami graha samyute. Own Lord is there. That means the Lord of the sign is occupying that sign. Either the first or second house of upada. Swarkshage, or he is in own sign. Not necessarily in that sign, but in another own sign. For example, Libra could be the upada and Venus could be in Taurus. Okay? Swarkshage tatpatau vapi, or the Lord is in own house. Yatra kutra vibhusura. Wherever this happens, O Brahmin, O God of earth, that is Brahmin, yasya janmani yogoyam sanaro dvijasattama. Yasya janmani yogoyam, in whoever birth chart this yoga occurs, sanaro dvijasattama, that person, O Brahmin, O great Brahmin, uttarayushi nirdaro bhavatyeva nasamsayaha. Uttarayushi nirdaro, later in life he becomes nirdaro, he becomes wifeless. Bhavatyeva nasamsayaha, there is no doubt in it. So if the rule is uparudha in the first or second house from upada, the Lord of the house is right there, and he is in one sign, then later in life there will be no spouse. Why? Okay, so your take is that he is actually, even though he is saying later in life there is no wife, he is meaning until very late in life person will be happy with wife. So right. So she is putting a positive spin on it and saying that Uttarayushi Nirdharo Bhavati, as saying he gets into problem only in an old age. In the young age, basically, in the prime of the life, the person is blessed with respect to wife. Okay. Do you have any other thoughts? Any other thoughts? Any other way to interpret it? Is there anything negative about that combination? Yes, he is saying in general. Right. So the thing is, what he is trying to say, in my opinion, is this is a very generic combination. Lord being in that sign or in another one sign. That's a good thing actually. So he is saying Uttarayushi Nirdharo. So what I reckon is, Basically, this is a good combination from what he himself said earlier. So he is saying even in that case, there is a possibility of losing wife later in life, provided that planet is a bad planet. If the planet is not a good planet, for example, let's say he is a friend, enemy of 7th house, 7th lord, and he is a functional fake and all that. If such a thing happens, then basically he is saying that even though the planet is strong, he may lose wife, but he will spare by making it happen late in life. Hello? Namaskar Manish, I am in the middle of astrology class. I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay, Namaskar. So what I reckon is, he is basically saying that even a strong lord of the Upada, the second house from there, can give a loss of wife if he is ill disposed. If he is a malefic planet. So just because Upada at the second from there has the lord right there, don't jump to the conclusions that things are fine. Still there may be problems, but because the lord is so strong, he will save it as long as he can. If he is afflicted by another planet, a malefic, or he himself is a malefic, then there can be problems. Okay. On the other hand, if the planet is a benefic, there are no afflictions, etc., then you can say that the person may not become spouseless even in old age. The person may continue to have one or spouse. Let's keep going with Parashara. Let's do a few more verses. Pardon me? Which prediction? Yeah. But he is restating a different aspect of it. The aspect he is stating now is, with this good combination of the Lord being there, the person loses wife. Perhaps late in the life, but nevertheless loses life. So he is basically saying that even that is possible. Swarasho samsthite pyevam nitya khedarakarake uttarayush nirdaro bhavatyevana samsayah. Now he is talking about the same thing, same spin on a few more combinations. Swarasho samsthite pyevam means if occupying an own sign. Nityakhe darakarake means darakaraka means darakaraka, significant of spouse. Nityakhe means permanent one. So nityakhe darakaraka means if the permanent darakaraka means not char darakaraka, not the charkaraka, but Shukra, the permanent naisargika karaka basically. Swarasho sansadepyevam nitya khedarakarake uttarayish nirdaro bhavatyevana samsayah. So even if the lord of the karaka of the 7th house, Venus, is placed in moon sign, still he can become wifeless in old age. Uparudhapati swotye sthira stri karakothava sukuladharalabhasya nicha sthetu varyayat. Uparudhapati swotye means the lord of the Upada is his own exaltation sign. Sthira stri karakothava or sthira stri karakothava. The sthira karaka of spouse, or he is an exaltation sign. So either the lord of the Upada or the sthirakaraka of wife. Who is the sthirakaraka of wife? Is it Venus? Venus or Jupiter? Women. And Venus in the case of men. Even though he is saying Srikaraka, let's not assume that he is saying Srikaraka. This means opposite sex Karaka. This is not. So basically Venus or Jupiter, otherwise he can just say Venus. He is specifically using the word Sthirastri Karaka. So if Jupiter or Venus, depending on whose chart you are seeing. By the way, in the previous verse now, going back, Nityakhe, Nitya means the permanent one. Is it Sthira or Naisargika? We are not sure. And the previous verse he said if the Nitya Dharkaraka is in own sign, then also spouse can be lost in old age, right? First of all, if it is Naisargika Karaka, he could have just said Venus instead of saying Nitya Khe Dharkarake, right? That is one thing. Second thing is Nitya means permanent, unchanging, and Naisargika could also mean that, but Sthira means fixed. So that could actually that gels better with the word Nitya. Moreover, we are talking about death of the spouse. So compared to Naisargika Karaka, Sthira Karaka may be more appropriate. So my take is that even in the previous verse, he was talking about Sthira Karaka spouse. So either Jupiter or Venus. That is why he didn't specifically say the name of the planet. Anyway, now this verse. The Lord of the Upada is an exaltation sign, or Venus or Jupiter, the Sthira Karaka of spouse, is also in exaltation sign. Then what? Sukulat Daralabhasya Nichasthetu Viparjayat. Sukulat Daralabhasyat means Sukulat Daralabhasyat. What does it mean? He will gain wife from a Sukula, a good family. Wife will come from a good family. Sya Nichasthetu Viparjayat. If the planet is debilitated, it is from a bad family, not a respected family. So respected family and ordinary family. Uparudhe dvitiyeva shubha sambandhato dvija. Uparudhe dvitiyeva. If the Upada or the second house, shubha sambandhato dvija, have a link with a functional benefit, Jatachya sundari bharja bhavya rupa gunanvita. The native's wife will be sundari, beautiful. Bhavya rupa gunanvita. Bhavya means she is well disposed, she is lucky. And Rupa Gunanvita means Rupa, looks, Guna, character, Anvita, endowed with. So endowed with good looks and good nature. If the second from Upada has a benefic sambandha, benefic relation. Of course, if the benefic who is linked with the second from Upada is weak, and there are other malefic influences which are stronger, this may not come true. So what is the main lesson here? Yeah, the Upada and the second house basically will show you what kind of spouse comes, where the spouse comes from. Okay, because Upada is the actual image, and second is what feeds it. So those two houses are important houses to see what kind of spouse one has. The next verse. Uparudha dvitiye cha chani rahu sthitau yadi apavadas triyastyago nasho vajayate dvija. Uparudha dvitiye cha. In the second from Upada, chani rahu sthitau yadi. If Saturn and Rahu are placed, apavadat means apavadas triyastyago nasho vajayate. Blaming. Apavadat means due to a blame, due to an unfair blaming. Triyah chago. Triyah means spouse. Chagaha means losing. So he gives up wife because of a scandal, or nasaha, or wife dies. So basically this is a bad combination. Why? Saturn and Rahu, why are they giving that? Rahu is the planet of scandals, etc. Bad reputation. So if the second from Upada contains Shani and Rahu, Saturn and Rahu, then the loss of this marriage will happen because of a scandal in unfortunate circumstances. That's the bottom line. Yes, they will say. You will, if you look at a lot of examples, you will find examples where Saturn and Rahu may be in a second from Upada, but the person is fine. That is possible, but this is a possibility. This is a strong possibility. If you see malefics in the second from Upada, you should be careful. Okay, so we will end for today. 16 verses. Remember, we did 16. How many more are there? We will pick up from here in the next class. Give me the data of the first chart, health related.
October 28th,
1936. Oops. 1936, yeah.
time is 5:30
5:30
a.m.
a.m.
Place is Machilipatnam. Is the main.
Machilipatnam, our town. Somebody from my town. Okay. How should I save it?
We call him Shastri
Shastri
Garu.
Garu. I'm saving it as Shastri Garu, that is how Mitnara calls him.
The old man.
Okay.
He said like plus minus 5 minutes.
Okay, so that
30 minutes is leave
okay. The birth data again is for recording 1936 October 28 5:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time, 5 hours 30 minutes east of GMT. The place is Machilipatnam, India. 81 degrees 8 minutes east, 16 degrees 10 minutes north. Okay. So the question is relating to health.
Yes.
And the accuracy is plus minus 5 minutes apparently. Okay, so we don't know for sure that the time is accurate. And Lagna seems to be on the border, but 5 minutes it should be fine. 30 minutes and 1 hour 55 minutes. Okay, good. So, okay, there are some events. Give me the events. October 21, 1961. Marriage. Okay. Retired as a medical rep. When? Oh, so it's not an event in terms of time. Okay, retired as a medical rep. Okay, he's a medical rep. Okay.
And then 1986 March.
Yeah.
Big health trouble with health.
Big health trouble. So had a big health, that will be useful, because if there is, if D6 Lagna is on border or something, this is the one we will use. 1986 March, there was a big health problem.
He generally suffers from ulcer.
Suffers from ulcer. Okay. He suffers from ulcer generally. And anything else? 2 kids, 1 daughter and 1 son. Okay.
And he is now
Suffering
suffering from cancer.
from, suffering from cancer.
And it was first traced in
March
March 2009.
2009 traced. Okay.
And traced means some problem. He started July 2009. They confirmed that it is cancer.
July 2009 confirmed. Okay. So in March 2009 some problem started and they first suspected cancer and they confirmed it in July 2009.
And he wears
What kind of cancer?
He said something with it is bit. They are still finding out.
I know, but is it in the lungs or blood or bones or digestive system or digestive system? Okay.
And he wears
Yeah. Red coral?
coral and white.
Red coral and cat's eye. He wears a red coral, Mars, and cat's eye, Vaidhurium, the what is it? Ketu one. Mars and Ketu gems. Okay. So this is the data about Shastri Garu. Let us see the chart. Now, first of all, he has ulcer, right? Ulcer, who gives ulcer? What kind of body constitution do you expect? Forget the chart. Before seeing the chart, the moment you hear somebody has ulcer, what kind of, is it kapha, pitta, vata? Pitta. Ulcer, what is ulcer? It is basically the membranes in the digestive system, basically they are burnt. It happens if you eat very spicy food, that spice will basically burn the membranes in the digestive system. For me? Yeah, stomach layers are eaten by the spice. So people who eat lot of spicy food, they will get it. But even if you don't eat spicy food, basically if you have lot of acid produced in the stomach, then it will happen. lot of digestive juices, extra juices, and that is the case with Pitta people. So Pitta people are very prone to ulcers. So he should have a Pitta influence. Now let's see the chart. Lagna is Libra. Lagna has a debilitated sun. He is Badhaka Lord, and he is in the first house, right? So Lagna is afflicted by a Badhakesha sun who is in debility. A debilitated Badhaka Lord afflicting Lagna. Lagna is ruined. So sun is the ruiner of Lagna. So that confirms that he will have Pitta related problems. Okay. Now how is the chart? She is apparently thin, okay. Okay, now let's see marriage. When did he get married? Just to confirm that Dasha is working. 1961 was it? Yeah, 61 October 21 he got married. 61. First of all, is there any conditional Dasha that applies? Shatabdika Dasha, because Lagna is Vargottama. But do we know that Lagna is in Vargottama? Not really. Because 20 seconds later time will change. We don't know that there is a 20-second error in this chart. He said 5 minutes plus minus. So Shatabdika Dasha may or may not apply. We don't know for sure. And Shashtihayani Dasha will apply. Lagna has sun. So Shashtihayani Dasha applies, Shashti Samadasha, and Shatabdika Dasha may apply. If it applies, it will confirm that the Lagna is accurate. Navamsa Lagna. Let us see this. First, assume that Shatabdika Dasha applies, right? So, let's go to Shatabdika Dasha. Let's start it from Lagna instead of moon, because we are taking the Vargottama Lagna, not Vargottama moon. So, Shatabdika Dasha started from Lagna. Running at the time of marriage was Mercury. Mercury moon gave marriage. Do you get it? Yeah, and Mercury Mahadasha, moon Antardasha gave wedding. As per Shatabdika Dasha started from Lagna, right? Everybody get it? Now, does Mercury moon make sense? Can they give marriage? Yeah. He is the Lord of Yuel in Rashi chart. He is the 9th Lord in Rashi chart. He is the yeah. So Mercury and Moon are giving Dharma Karmasvati Yoga in the Navamsha. The 9th Lord and 10th Lord together giving Raj Yoga in the 12th house. So there is a chance, and Mercury is the Lord of Yuel in Rashi chart as well as in Navamsha, and he is the 9th Lord in both, showing Dharma. So it is possible, right? Mercury may have given marriage. Now let us see how Shashtihayani Dasha shows it. First, let's go back to just Vimshotri, right? Vimshotri should also work. If you take Vimshotri from moon, what is the Dasha then? Again Mercury Dasha. Mercury Dasha, Uchanta Dasha? Saturn. Mercury, Saturn and Dasha gave marriage. Does it make sense? Mercury again, like we said, Upada Lord in the Rashi chart. He is the 9th Lord in Rashi and Navamsha. So he can give marriage. Mercury is capable of giving marriage. And Saturn, how about Saturn? He is 7th Lord, what do you mean? He is aspecting the 7th house in Rashi chart. In the Navamsha chart, he is in the 7th house from Lagna. Is he or is he not? Yeah, he is actually. Oh my God. And I saw that Lagna is at the end of Libra in Navamsha. I was wondering maybe Saturn is pushed to the 6th house. He is also at the end of Aries in Navamsha. If you look at the divisional longitude, so he is actually in the 7th house, both from Venus as well as Lagna. So Saturn is in the 7th house from his Yogkaraka in the 7th house from both Venus and Lagna. So there is a good chance that this is right. Right? On the other hand, if you move the Lagna, see, Navamsha Lagna backward, we have a lot of window, 30-minute window. He only said 5 minutes error. But forward, if you switch it by 20 seconds, if you add 20 seconds to the birth time, it will go to Scorpio. But with Scorpio Lagna, does Vimshotri Dasha make sense? Mercury Saturn giving marriage? Not really. Mercury is the 8th lord in the 11th house with the 9th lord. No strong case for marriage, right? So this Lagna makes more sense based on Vimshotri as well as Shatabdi Dasha. So shall we accept this? Okay, we will just accept this. And then
But should we accept the
both Shatabdika, if it's applying, we will use that, we will give it higher priority, but yeah, we can check out Shasthayani also to see how well it is working. Is it working well? Marriage was given in Jupiter Dasha. If you started from Lagna, marriage is given by Jupiter Dasha. Jupiter Antardasha gave marriage. Does it make sense to you, honestly? Not really. Jupiter is not really a giver of marriage. So it doesn't seem to be working well. And why? Well, Sun is in Lagna but he is debilitated. He is not really strong in Lagna. He is actually Bhagda Lord in Lagna. So maybe it doesn't apply. And moreover, Shatabdi Dasha is trumping the Shasthayani Dasha. So forget Shasthayani Dasha, let's not try to use it because it doesn't seem to be working well. But Shatabdika seems to be working okay. So let's use that. Now let us go to the Tithi Pravesh just for confirmation. 1961. When was the Tithi Pravesh chart? It was on October 21. When did he get married? 61, right?
61, sir.
61 October 21 evening basically Tithi Pravesh chart came. So let's take it easy. We don't know if the marriage was before or after the new year started. So let's take it easy. Let's go to the other events. What we know something about his career, don't we? He was a medical sales representative, right? Does that make sense? Now the thing is, if the time is 1 minute 5 seconds earlier, Lagna will change in the Samsya. Maybe all we know is time is not 20 seconds more. You can't add more than 20 seconds to the time. That's what we know from the Navamsa, natal Navamsa and Shatabdika Dasha. So given time is 5:30. So it's not after 5:30:20, but it could be 5:29, 5:28, 5:27, 5:25. We don't know. So let's see the Samsya. Let's see if this makes sense. Okay. So 10th Lord is Sun. He is with Rahu in the 3rd house. Now with this, him being a salesman, does it make sense to you? What do you think? Can he be a salesman? Could he be a salesman? What do you think? Yeah. Sun, 10th Lord Sun is with Rahu. That can show medical, but that shows a surgeon, not somebody who goes around selling things. Why? Why do you think Libra makes more sense? Yeah. Who is a salesman? Who shows salesman among all the planets? Yeah. Salesman is Vaishya basically. Mercury. Mercury shows it. Moon and Mercury are the Vaishyas of the planetary cabinet. So Moon and Venus, Moon and Mercury combination can show a salesman. So it makes more sense if you go back to the Libra Lagna. So let's switch the time. Instead of 5:30, let's say 5:29:30. No, that doesn't do it. So let's say 5:28. Okay, oops. 5:28. Now Lagna is in Libra. Now the 10th Lord Moon, was he successful in that career? Did he have a good career? Oh, you gave the chart. I was looking at him.
No, he got a good career.
He had growth, okay. Yeah, but why I asked is, the thing is, in the other case, 10th Lord Sun with Rahu, not really that great. But here, not only does it show a salesman, Moon and Mercury, but they are the 9th and 10th Lords together, reasonably close. They are like 8 degrees apart, I think. 337 Moon in Aquarius, Mercury 1048. So 7 degrees apart. That is actually close enough. That's not like at the two ends of the sign. So they are close enough, the two planets, and they are giving a Raj Yoga. Moon and Mercury are giving a Raj Yoga. So in the 4th house. So in a Kendra basically, a Kendra from Lagna, they are giving a Rajyoga, 9th and 10th lord. So you should have a good career. And from what you are saying, it sounds like he did. So this makes more sense. So let's change the time back by 1 minute. But still we don't know. All what we know is it is not after. What is the leeway we have? 56 seconds later it will change. What? 56 seconds later? Okay. Okay, fine. So we know that it's not 529. It's like just before 529. It could be 528, it could be 527, it could be 526, it could be 525. Because in Navamsa, Natal Navamsa, we had a 10-minute window before, 13-minute window. And here what window we have? 11-minute window. So basically we know that it's 10 minutes back. It can't be more than, error can't be more than 10 minutes backwards. And he said 5 minutes, plus minus 5 minutes. So let's say the time is between 524 and 528. Still we don't know accurately, but this is good enough to work with the chart. We know that Dashamsa chart, we know the Navamsa chart, we know the Rashi chart. We know that Lagna is in the first 3 degrees of Libra. That's good enough. Unless you want to use really precise techniques where you need to know Lagna very accurately within maybe half degree or so, we are not going to use any precise techniques here that require precise birth time. So let's just move on to the prediction. Let's accept this time. Before we do that, one more thing relating to health. There was a serious health problem in 86 March. Why? Which dasha is showing it better? Let's go to Shatabdika. Moon or Mars? Mars, right? Mars. Sense of moon. Mars dasha. So Mars, why did he give health problems? Is it possible that Mars should give health problems? What do you think? Mars is the 7th lord, 2nd and 7th lord, Maraka, in the Rashi chart. I am just looking at Rashi chart now. He is a Maraka lord, and you are absolutely right, he is in Badhakasthana. So is it possible that he can give health problems? Is it possible that he will give health problems? Yes. He can also, unfortunately, he can give problems that are difficult to diagnose because he is in Badhakasthana. Things that just generally come, you don't know what's going on, that kind of problems, complicated problems. Not simple like, oh, I got cold, or I got fever, I got jaundice, not things like that. Things more complex. Okay. What about Vimshottari Dasha? What was the Dasha running then? 86. That was Venus Dasha. Venus Dasha, Saturn Anta Dasha. Does it make sense that Venus Dasha should give health problems? Do you think it should make sense? Can Venus give health problems? Pardon me? Yeah? Does it make sense that Venus should give some kind of health problems? Yeah? Venus is 7th lord and of digestion. Yeah? Now if that is the case, why did Mars give problem? As per Shatabdika Dasha, Mars gave a problem, right? Why did Mars give problem? He is Lagna and 8th lord in the 6th house. So though he is Lagna lord, he is also 8th lord. And he is in the 6th house. That is not good. 8th lord in 6th house is not really Vivrita Yoga and Shashtamsa. It shows serious problems. So based on that it makes sense, as well as based on Venus, like you said. Venus is Maraka in this Shashtamsa. Especially when Saturn Dasha came. Saturn is the Badhaka lord. So Maraka lord's Dasha, Badhaka lord's Anta Dasha. As per the other Dasha, 8th lord in the 6th house, his Dasha. So it is possible that there is some problem in health in that Dasha. But now Cancer started. When did it start? It started in 2009. Right? Does it make sense? Does Cancer make sense? Vimshotri, as for Vimshotri, unfortunately, Maraka's Dasha has started. Maraka and Badaka Sthana, right? In 2007. His Dasha has started, and in 2009, when the problem actually came to the fore, it was Jupiter Dasha. And Jupiter is the 6th lord in Rashi chart. And in the Shashtamsha, he will give Mercury's results. Mercury is the 6th lord. And he is in the 12th house. So 6th lord and 12th lord are together in 12th. Again, don't look at it as Viparita Yoga. 6th house will give disease, 12th house will give hospitalization. Their togetherness will give some disease and hospitalization because of it. Aspected by 8th lord Mars. So 6th, 8th, 12th, all the sthanas are actually on that axis. So this is not a, so this period basically giving problems makes sense. Now how is the outlook? Right now it is Saturn and is Saturn any better? Not really. From Mars, Saturn is the 6th lord in 12th house. From Mars. From Lagna, Saturn is Badhaka lord. How about the next dasha of Mercury? He is also 6th lord. Now Mars is the planet in 6th house. Mercury is the planet owning 6th house. So Mars Mercury will accentuate the results of 6th house even more. Do you understand? And even taking Mars as Lagna in Shashtamsha, Mercury is in Badhaka Sthana with Badhaka lord. Not really pretty. Oh, by the way, that was the other thing about Mars Jupiter also. Earlier when the problem came, Mars Jupiter. Jupiter is Badhaka lord in Badhaka Sthana from Mars. So looking at the Shashtamsha, unfortunately, the next few Antardashas don't really seem that good. What about Ketu? Can he give some relief? No. He is the 8th lord in Lagna. He is even worse. He is terrible. So we don't expect Ketu to give actually easy in Lagna. Yeah, he is in first house. D6 Lagna is at 16 degrees Aries. Ketu is at 24 degrees Aries. So he is in first house. So 8th lord in Lagna is actually terrible. He is, if you ask me, he is the worst of all of them. I mean the 6th, 8th, 12th lord combination on the 6th, 12th axis. That all the Dusthana lords basically on that axis is bad. But the thing is 8th lord afflicting Lagna directly is never a good thing, right? So that is even worse if you ask me. Moreover, taking Mars as Lagna, Ketu is in the 8th house. So things are not looking good. Saturn, Jupiter Antardasha is not good. The one that got over when the problem came. Saturn is not good. Mercury is not good. Ketu is not good. How about Venus? He is relatively better. From Mars he is the 9th lord. From Lagna, even though he is Maraka, at least he doesn't have anything to do with the Badhaka Sthana, 6th house, 8th house, 12th house, etc. So if at all some relief is there, it is there in Venus Antardasha, which is in 2012. So unfortunately I don't see any hope until then. Things seem quite bad. Let's go back to Shatabdika. As per Shatabdika Dasha, what is going on? Saturn Dasha is running. Saturn is the 11th lord, Badhaka lord in the 5th house of digestion in Leo. And the Antardasha running right now is Saturn itself. Saturn. Can it give any relief? Unlikely. He is Badhaka lord aspecting Badhaka Sthana. Okay. How about the Sun Antardasha? Sun is the Lagna lord in 11th house. Taking Saturn as Lagna, he is Lagna lord in 11th house. He can give some gain of health. Moreover, from Lagna, he is in the 3rd house. He is the 5th lord. He is the Purvapunya lord. He doesn't have anything to do with 6th age, etc. at least, right? So he can give relief. So 2012 April, that is when the better Antardasha starts here. And here what was it? Around that same time. 12 April. Yeah, 2012 April based on Jyothishya. Sorry, 2012 February based on Jyothishya Dasha, and based on Shatabdika Dasha 2012 April. So basically sometime in the spring of 2012 some hope is seen. But the thing is, as per Vimshotri Dasha, he is running a Maraka Dasha. So there is a chance of actually things getting out of hand also, because Maraka's Dasha is running right now as per Vimshotri. So bottom line is next few years are critical, and from next couple of years, and from 2012 February April time frame there can be some improvement in the situation. Now, okay, who gives cancer? What kind of things you can expect in the Shashtamsha for cancer? What is cancer actually?
Growth, excessive growth of
Yeah.
I would say Mars can be cancer.
Why?
Cancer is associated with the fiery.
Why? Why is it associated with fiery? What exactly is cancer? Is it unwanted growth?
Yes.
Out of control growth, right? Who will show growth? Jupiter is the planet of growth. So badly placed Jupiter. Jupiter, if he is taking part in bad combinations, he can show cancer. But what I have seen in the cancer charts that I have seen is there is an influence of Rahu and Ketu. The nodes in Shashtamsha, either on Lagna, 6th house or 8th house, one of the bad houses or Lagna itself is afflicted by Rahu and Ketu, and not that they are just in Lagna, they are bad planets basically, they are afflicting it. Here Rahu is the Bhadra Lord, Ketu is the 8th Lord, and they are afflicting Lagna. So Rahu and Ketu are the planets of suffering. So if they are afflicting Lagna or 6th house, etc., then they can give serious suffering, because fever is one kind of suffering, cold is one kind of suffering, but cancer is a serious suffering. So that kind of serious diseases usually occur if Rahu and Ketu are giving problem. So here Rahu and Ketu are giving problem. Moreover, Jupiter is taking part in the 6th, 8th, 12th Lord axis, on the 6th, 8th, 6th, 12th axis, on the 6th house, 6th Lord, 8th Lord and 12th Lord combination on the 6th house, 12th house axis. That is,
We should see the same thing in the Raman Maharshi and
yes, yes, you can. Yes,
because they had a cancer.
right. Exactly. Any other comments? Now what should he do?
So wearing the stones is bad then.
Which stone is he
He
wearing?
is wearing this Ketu,
Why is he wearing Ketu? He is Marka.
cat's eye stone.
Why? Who told him to wear cat's eye?
Some
Maybe somebody thought he is the second lord in the 9th house, he will give fortune. Second lord is wealth, right? So he will give fortune. Huh? What? Moreover, what is his nakshatra? Some people give by nakshatra also. It is Shani nakshatra. Shani? So, no, that doesn't make sense. Shani means Buddha Ketu, so Vipattara lord. Usually people don't give Vipattara lord. People go by either Tara or houses. If you go by Tara, he is Vipattara lord. If you go by houses, he is Marka lord. Why did somebody prescribe it? I don't understand.
Mars is a Dashala, we told you. Dashala.
Yeah. Okay, actually I want to clarify one thing here. Just because a planet, Dasha of a planet is running, you don't really wear the gemstone of the planet. That is a bad idea. Wearing a gemstone means you are giving him control over you. And if he is a good guy, he will do good to you. If he is a bad guy, he will ruin you. Like the analogy I gave a few times earlier. Wearing a gemstone is like getting somebody in your house and making him stay in your house and take care of the house. If he wants to take care of the house, he will. But if he hates you and he wants to ruin your house, you are making it easier for him by putting him in your house. So wearing the gemstone of a planet who is indisposed towards you is a bad idea. Even if his dasha is running. As a matter of fact, if his dasha is running, he anyway has power over you, more control over you. By putting him on your body, you are increasing that control. It's a terrible idea. So, if the dasha of a bad planet is running, propitiate. Don't wear the gemstone.
To be honest, I told him.
The recently what?
Recently started wearing that. I asked him somebody started
Oh.
wearing.
I think
It's not good.
Mars is in Bhadrasthana, he is Maraka, Ketu is Maraka Lord. Remove those two stones. They don't help him at all. There is no point in wearing those stones. Anything else he can wear? What can he wear? Anything that is safe. A diamond can be worn. But the thing is there a need to wear any stone? Not really. If he wants to wear, let him wear diamond. Not really ruby. Ruby should be avoided at any cost. Red coral and cat's eye should be avoided at any cost. Other things are dicey. Emerald, for example, in Rashi Mercury is fine, but in the Shashtamsa is giving problems. Moreover, he is the 12th lord of hospitalization in the 12th house. So let's not wear emerald also. Diamond is one thing that he can safely wear. Diamond can be worn. Whatever. That's it. I don't really recommend any other stone. He should propitiate Mars. Because Mars Dasha is running, right? As per Jyothishya. Mars Dasha is running, and Mars Dasha is running based on Jyotri. So he should propitiate Mars. Moreover, Mars is the Lagna Lord in Shashtamsa. So he can propitiate Mars. How can he propitiate Mars? Hanuman, huh? Again, for Saturn also you can propitiate Hanuman. So I suggest propitiate Hanuman, Lord Hanuman. Chant Hanuman Jalisa, any Hanuman Stotra, any Hanuman Mantra. Propitiate Hanuman. That will be my advice. Hanuman can save him. Any other comments? Any other comments? Yeah. Go ahead, tell me.
Somebody told him that he is running Mars.
Yeah.
Mars,
Okay. Yeah, they can be, depending on the ion answer, there can be different calculations. Yes. Because we are getting Mars Ketu, right? 2 years of difference. That is possible. Some people use Ainamsas that vastly differ from Lahiri. Even though most people today use Lahiri Ainamsa, some people still use Ainamsa that are 4 degrees away or 3 degrees away compared to Lahiri Ainamsa. So, based on different Vakya Siddhantas, stuff Siddhanta, stuff the observations, people use formulas given by old people, ancients. So there are deviations. Actually, apart from it, they use formulas to compute planets. That is one thing. The second thing is they use Ainamsa that is 4 degrees away from Lahiri. Neither Raman nor Lahiri, totally different Ainamsa. So maybe somebody was using a different Ainamsa. That's perfectly possible. Any other comments, questions? Any other suggestions? I think I will basically, my outlook is negative. I think time is not really that good for him. You should do Hanuman Chalisa or something relating to Hanuman. Anything else? Any other comments? Okay. So let's take up the second chart also, because we have a little time. Let me restart the recording.